All right, the 49ers pummeled the Bears. Can I just give you my hot take real quick? I'll make this quick. The offensive game plan, to me, looked like the kind of game that Kyle used to call when Jimmy Garoppolo was quarterback and when Brock first took over in 2022 and the first half of 2023. Play action, screens, dump offs, 1 or 2 read throws. And you see when Brock is helming a Jimmy Garoppolo style offense, it looks freaking amazing, dude. It looks unbelievable. But I think what happened is that Kyle saw how much better Brock was than Jimmy G, and he got a little bit enamored with throwing the ball downfield and a little bit enamored with Brock. And Brock got a little bit enamored with Brock. That's why you saw all this running around this year. You saw the number of play action go way down. You saw the number of dump offs go way down. You saw a lot more just straight shotgun, no disguise. Remember, we were decrying some of the play calling in the red zone because a lot of it was just like unimaginative, like shotgun. We're just going to go through our progression. Somebody's going to be open. It didn't feel like a Kyle Shanahan offense. Whereas today I did, because it was a Jimmy Garoppolo style game. No matter what happens the rest of the season, if we just go into next season with Kyle looking at Brock as a souped up Jimmy G, I think a lot of the problems that plague the offense, particularly in the red zone, will sort themselves out. If Kyle just looks at Brock as an OP, like an overpowered Jimmy Garoppolo, we can sort of look at this season as similar to 1991, hopefully. You guys still want to argue with me about CMC? Like, I clearly won that argument, right? Like, you guys lost. Those of you who left a bunch of mean comments for me because I said CMC was completely replaceable. We've now seen Raheem Mostert do what CMC does. We've now seen Elijah Mitchell do what CMC does. We've now seen an undrafted rookie in Jordan Mason do what CMC does. And we've now seen Isaac Guerrero do what CMC does. So you lost the argument. I'm right. You're wrong. You guys were like, oh, you don't know football. CMC is so amazing. CMC. You guys were wrong. You guys were wrong. I told you he was completely replaceable. And you now see that trading 5 draft picks, which is a whole ass draft class, essentially, for CMC, a small injury-prone running back, was a massive mistake. You see that now. So I won that argument. You guys were wrong. I was right. You don't know football. CMC is amazing. And meanwhile, everybody has been able to do what he does. Oh my God. Now, my other hot take is, you do not want to let Kyle Shanahan go to Chicago. The good news is, as far as I can tell, it's just baseless speculation from Albert Breer and Mike Florio, which our disgusting local media, they're totally worthless, and our 49ers grifters picked up on. So hopefully it's just baseless chatter, but I would not let Kyle get a hold of that roster to haunt us for the rest of our days. I know what you're gonna say, Caleb. Oh, Caleb, you're not that good. What? Look at the stats. You do not want to let Kyle Shanahan resurrect the Chicago Bears with Caleb Williams and that roster. That would be one of the dumbest things this franchise has ever done. I know you guys have like parasocial relationships with the 49ers grifters, right? I get it, but please, just for a second, get a hold of yourself. Like, don't be ridiculous. That would be one of the dumbest things this franchise has ever done. By the way, I was right about exactly how the Brock Purdy arc was going to play out this season. I told you Brock was going to struggle a little bit. His interceptions would go up. He'd have an up and down season. And the grifters would use that as an opportunity. You can't pay Brock. And by the end of the season, everyone's going to be like, yeah, I just pay him. Brock is going to go through a tough stretch, and that's going to lead a lot of content creators to question whether or not he deserves a $60, $65, $70 million a year contract. It's going to be an up and down year. I imagine the interceptions are going to go up, but I think at the end of the season, people are going to look up and realize Brock's numbers were actually pretty good. Yeah, I called that exactly, because the grifters are so easy to predict. So I knew that's what they would say.